escuchar.
Hola chicos, hola, hola, ¿qué onda mi familia?
Hola, ¿todo bien?
Excelente, mi cat. Aquí andamos, aquí andamos.
Bueno,
Veamos
ahí
quién
vi al
está.
profe, pero ya luego ya no creo.
Ya lo espantaste, qué mala onda.
Está nervioso de que saque otro tema medio
De que
raro.
avientes el cerillo y escondas la cara.
No, hoy me voy a portar bien, no voy a decir nada.
Se le debe haber caído el sistema. Gracias, gracias, mi querido moderador. Mm, ¿Dónde está Alexa? No la veo Alexa todavía. Hola, Lucero. Mm, bueno. Hola, mi querido Aldo. ¿Cómo te encuentras? ¿Cómo te encuentras?
Bien, bien, ¿qué tal? ¿Cómo están?
Pues aquí andamos, mi querido.
Qué bueno, qué bueno.
Lucero, ya te saliste. ¿De dónde eres, Kat?
Ah, yo soy de Costa Rica, pero estoy viviendo acá en Mérida.
Ah, excelente, excelente. Mérida es muy bonito.
Muy caliente.
Ujú.
Uy,
¿Has ido a Isla Mujeres?
no, todavía no
Xcaret,
conozco.
Cozumel.
Ah, sí, eso. Ahí sí he ido. Muy bonito.
De vacaciones sí me gusta ir, pero vivir ahí es bajar 20 kilos al día.
Este mes de mayo ha estado bien bravo el sol y sufrí ayer o antier que se fue la luz como 2 horas. Casi me vuelvo loca.
Sí, suele pasar.
¿Usted dónde es?
Yo nací en España, pero he vivido más tiempo en México.
¿A qué edad se vino a México?
Desde chiquito.
De bebé.
Sigo siendo un bebé, ¿verdad, profesor?
Yo entré a la mitad de la conversación, no puedo
No
opinar.
sé qué está hablando. A mí no me metan, dice el profe.
¿Ya me escuchan?
Sí.
Sí.
Sí, tuve que reiniciar toda la computadora, no solo el navegador. Perdón. Muy bien. Ok, la semana pasada estuvo bastante bien con el tema que estábamos discutiendo. Estuvo bien, muchos participaron. Hoy veo que hay más.
Ahí está la culpable.
Catherine no diría culpable.
No, pero ya prometí que hoy vine en silencio. No voy a seguir más polémica.
No, ¿por qué? De hecho, lo que importa es que hable la mayoría. Entonces, voy a darles la opción de que alguien escoja otro tema. Si quieren. ¿Hay alguien nuevo, por cierto? Creo que no. Pero a ver, ¿nadie va a proponer algún tema? ¿O Marco?
Venimos en modo pacifista.
No, pues nadie dijo que hay que discutir, nada más. Pueden proponer algo. O mientras no empecemos a hablar de fútbol, no porque no me guste, sino porque eso acaba con más violencia que lo que estábamos hablando la semana pasada. Felipe, dime.
Me venía una idea, profe, pero creo que como ya sé a qué equipo le va, me va a contraatacar, ¿no es cierto? Profe, una pregunta. Está diciendo lo de un tema. Podría ser lo de hay un tema aquí en Hidalgo sobre la política de los candidatos. No sé si, creo que algunos ya conocen los candidatos.
Pero hay muchos compañeros que son de otros países, entonces no creo que sea tan general, porque todos pudieran participar. Aparte, no sé si alguien tenga, al menos que alguien sea político, no sé si alguien tenga la opinión de que los políticos son honestos y que trabajan por el pueblo. Si ese es el caso, podemos tener una batalla campal. Laura, sí, no te preocupes. Muy bien, qué bueno que regresaste. Y Jesús, igual. Me interesa mucho que hablen, entonces. Veo algunas caras nuevas. No sé si no habían prendido las cámaras o me está fallando la memoria. Por ejemplo, Araceli, Jessica, Jacobo también, me parece que no te había visto. ¿Son nuevos ustedes?
Sí, profesor, ¿qué tal? Buenas noches.
Yo sí había entrado, profe, pero no siempre tengo la cámara.
Ah, ya.
Pero sí se había entrado.
Muy bien, muy bien. Jacobo, dime, perdón.
Sí, ¿qué tal? Buenas noches con todos. Yo soy nuevo y de inglés no sé casi nada.
Excelente, te escucho un poco bajo.
A ver, ahora me escucho.
Excelente,
Bueno, estoy con el celular.
Sí, ya te digo muy bien.
Bueno, como le decía, yo soy nuevo y no sé casi nada de inglés.
No te preocupes. Poco a poco vamos avanzando. Bien, entonces, bien, Imelda, igual. Jessica, ¿es el mismo caso o me falla la memoria? No te escuchas. Sí, no se oye tu micrófono.
Tiene apagado el micro.
No, ahorita lo tenía abierto. Bien, igual Erika. Cualquier duda que tengan, díganme. Bien, ahorita vemos si Jessica puede solucionar su micrófono. Bien, Ingrid. Sí, entonces hay varios nuevos. Igual. Erika Carvajal, en su primera clase.
Sí, hola, sí, es mi primera clase.
Muy bien. Entonces, lo que vamos a hacer hoy, ahorita pensar en un tema, si nadie propone algo, y quiero que aunque sean opiniones sencillas, ya saben, todos hablen, ¿sí? Si están empezando, no se preocupen, si hay algo que no entiendan, me pueden preguntar. Hola Andrés, igual, para todos los nuevos. Carlos, igual. Me imagino que tendrán distintos niveles de inglés. Si hay algo que no entiendan, ya saben, pueden preguntar en cualquier momento. Ok, dime, Marco.
Yo,
Pues yo soy nuevo, soy de Perú, primera vez.
Hola, ¿me escuchan?
Buenas noches, sí, le escucho.
Ok, hola, soy Alejandro, soy de México, soy nuevo.
Hola, hola, muy bien. Marco igual. Hablar de lugares. Narcos y drogas. Creo que nadie de
Do
los
you,
que
do,
está aquí.
do you know what I want to talk about everything? Russia launched a new massive attack against Kiev in the middle of the Volodymyr Zelensky gira for European tour for recovering funds for the war against Madre Patria Rusia.
Bueno, yo saben que me mantengo neutral. Ese es un tema del cual tengo una opinión bastante impopular. Pero eso de, a ver, lo que dice Claudia, no sé si alguien aquí viva en un país que no se haya visto afectado o se esté viendo afectado por las drogas. ¿Alguien está en ese caso? Sí, que levante la mano. Creo que no, ¿verdad? Les voy a proponer un tema y ustedes dicen si sí o no.
Okay. Hola, profesor.
Hola, Aldo. Ese sería el tema. ¿De acuerdo o quieren otro?
Yo quería hablar, bueno, a ver si se puede, que había escuchado que Alexa le gustaba escribir canciones.
Yes, actually, we have a song in waiting because no Alexa, I don't.
No está aquí, Alexa. No, sí, pero no ha dicho nada.
Pero, por no interrumpir, ¿ya me escucho o no? Ah, ya,
Sí,
mira.
ya te dices.
Sí, soy nueva, nada más para decir.
Excelente.
Because we write a song, but Alexa is. I don't know, he's here.
Sí, está ahí, pero no la he visto hablar. So our planet's going to improve, get worse and worse. It's getting worse and worse, Orlando, until life for humans is not possible in the cells. So that's going to happen, one way or another, sooner or later, but that's going to happen. We need solutions. A ver, sí quiero que empiecen a proponer, porque si no, lo voy a imponer con la ricardocracia y ya después. Fabiola dice que sí, pues conste. Vamos con eso. ¿Quién quiere empezar? Los que son nuevos, quiero que vean más o menos cómo es la dinámica. Si están empezando, si su nivel es básico, no se preocupen. ¿Sí? Quiero que vayan poco a poco. Y otra cosa, hay unos micrófonos abiertos. Por favor, los pueden cerrar porque yo oigo el eco. Pablo.
Artificial
Intelligence es un tema que ha estado dando muchas vueltas últimamente. Ya, si alguien está en comunicación o va a tomar clases de comunicación, el sábado voy a empezar a dar clases. ¿Por qué les comento esto? Porque ya caché a 2 alumnos con plagio de ChatGPT.
How?
Eso no lo voy a decir.
Okay, look, about the topic of today. Topic or issue?
Today's topic.
Today's topic about the strength of Mexican cartel drugs and their alliance with another mafia powers like Italian mafia or the Japanese yakuza. The Mexican drug cartels have become powerful in the world because they have an international force, drug trade, and they extend the power beyond Mexican borders to USA, to Europe, to Africa, to Asia. These organizations are well known as violent and intimidation, and they use violence and intimidation to control the drug trade in the world. and they have formed alliance with other criminal groups or organizations about this power. One of these powerful alliance is with the Mafia Italiana, the Sicilian Mafia, and other is with the Japanese Yakuza. I think the Mexican drug cartels are the powerful cartel. That is not a good thing, but it's a fact.
I think that drugs have been a profitable business for a long, long time. Trading illegal things in general, not only drugs. But my point here would be if the governments are in allegiance.
Weapons also.
Illegal. ¿Quién más? Leonardo dio una buena opinión ahí. ¿Quién más se anima? Empiezo a seleccionar. Catherine.
Well, I believe that the narco traffic nowadays is way more camouflage than before. The government is, well, I talk about my country, Costa Rica, right? I don't know if you know, but in Costa Rica, we don't have an army since 48, no, 48. So we only have the police, and that's it. I personally think we should and we need have an army, but we are very, very, very small country. We are only 5 million persons, so it's well known as the Suiza Centroamericana. She's very safe, has a lot of peace and the green and the jungle, but that's not the reality. The reality right now is very dangerous. About is, I mean, like 2 years ago, there are coming every day at any time murders in front of schools, stops, stop buses, everywhere, in nice places and poor places and everywhere. ¿Cómo se dice ajusticiamientos?
Ajusticiamiento. ¿Te refieres así como cuando matan a alguien a disparos?
Ajá, como, bueno, me debe una plata, usted no pagó, lo mato. Well, that happen a lot nowadays, and that's something we are not used to it because we don't have an army to defend us, and it's become wild now. It's become crazy, and this new government, I think, is putting a really good job. But before this government, we don't have that enfrentamiento. Well, we don't have that, so it were more peaceful because I personally believe the confrontations, yes, because I personally believe that the last governments have a deal very clear with the mafia and with the narcos and with all those people. So we have a peace. With this new government, he's not giving any land to do whatever they want. So it's getting very violent because of that. But I believe a lot of years ago that in Costa Rica, the one who really govern are the narcos and the mafia, customs as a politics and businessmen. That's the reality. We have the image about these narcos like in the movies and like very dangerous and ugly, and that's not the reality. They're very powerful, very elegant. They're businessmen. They're very have a lot of class. So that's what happened. That's at least what I can say about my country. And I think it's now more often to see how is everything connect about the government and those kind of ¿cómo se dice? Crimen organizado, organized crime, yes.
Sí.
Yeah, because everything has to do with that in certain point.
You know, maybe 7 years ago, I had the opportunity to visit Costa Rica, and it shocked me because it was beautiful, and people are very nice. and I couldn't see anything dangerous, at least at first sight. I'm not going to tell you that I was around every city. Every major city has dangerous neighborhoods, and I was not around them, but I was surprised because everything was clean. People were walking at night, no
Yeah,
problem.
very confident about the environment and the people and the neighbors want each other, but right now it's not possible because they recruit the young people, and these young people are making harm to the society. They are stealing and killing for a cell phone, and it's become very insecure. Get out at night and be in public places without security, or that you brag about something that has very value is very dangerous and you can lose your life even if you're willing to give it up. They don't care. They first steal you and then steal. That's the way they're doing
That's a new reality, and that's very sad. Very good, excellent, Catherine. Pablo.
Uh, I'm uh, your opinion, this critical uh, association the criminals, but the president Bukele in El Salvador. What is your opinion? My opinion is the good actions, very aggressive, for very necessary for the actions. The criminals organization is very extremely desgraciado.
O sea, desgraciado.
No. Bad persons.
Okay. Yes.
Is the in my opinion is the única the only action, the stop for the people killed, robbed, extorsionados.
Extorted. It's extorted. Yes, I agree with you. I totally agree.
I like your opinions for this.
Okay, excellent. We're going to explore this a little bit more. Thank you very much, Pablo. Very good. Felipe.
Andrews collecting traffic and el aditivo ilegal cocaína. La ilegalidad de la cocaína, por ejemplo, es la más querida por América.
And that's a drug that is least consumed in South and Central America.
Okay. Can I ask to Catherine?
Yes, you can.
Okay. Hey, Catherine, what do you think about the U.S. Army entering Mexico to carry attacks without asking permission our government and using everything from drones to planes to attack drug cartels? Do you think that happened really? Do you think it's a good thing in Mexico or in your country?
Well, I don't think never is a good thing that a government invade other country. Period. Uh, if you, as a government, require support In my case, in Costa Rica, we don't have an army, so of course, it's a war or something with the policemen cannot handle. I think that the government itself is gonna ask for that support. Like, hey, I mean, we need helms, we need guns, we need right because we don't have that. But here in Mexico, I think you have a very strong army, and I don't think necessary. I mean, yeah, is more I think for the power the United States wanna have over the rest of the world, right? Like they are the saviors, but at the end of the day, they just wanna have something that is behind the support, right? Any power or something instead just help. That's my opinion. Maybe not all
Excellent.
of them, but
I
I don't
ask
think
you because I know Costa Rica doesn't have an army, doesn't have an air forces or
nothing. Well, I
army,
mean,
nothing.
they have
Only a
they
police, I think.
yeah, just the police. They're policía marítima, and different kind of police. But it's not an army. We don't have that culture of since we are young to have that preparation and go to schools and that discipline that is very necessary for people get straight and do a lot of things right. We don't have that. So I'm gonna tell you that the most of us that come out another country and see people armed with guns and big, it's very scary for us at the beginning because we are not used to see
In
people.
Costa Rica, they don't have a military parade
No, I mean,
like in Mexico.
you can see policemen with small arms, right? And there's a policeman that is called Gap that is like the most I don't know, brave against the narcos, and they have big guns, but they're not too many, and they're very specific places. Like it's very dangerous. So I never been there. It's not common. They are rounding around the cities, and a lot of people see them with big guns. It's not common. So if you go to Costa Rica with a big gun, it's gonna be a shock. Like what's going on? What are you doing? What's gonna happen? Because nobody is used to see big guns. Like here, you're going to Cancun and you see the cars with the police
Yeah.
with like big guns, and I was so scared. Like what's going on?
In
And my
every
husband was
country,
laughing
in
like
every place in
nothing
the
is
country.
going on.
Yes.
But why he had that gun so big? What's going on? Nothing. They are just secret around, see everything is okay. And for me, that was shocking. The first time I was without in other countries, but now it's more normal. And another thing I want to share with you is here in Yucatan there is un secreto a voces, no sé cómo decirlo, that here in Yucatan, the narcos, they are not doing any harm to this population because they have his family here.
Yes.
So you don't see a lot of troubles with drugs and a lot of things. It's very safe. That's one of the main reasons I live here because I searched this one of the safe places here in Mexico. So it's not very common see here police with big guns or army or anything like that. It's very safe and people are very educated and very polite. So here right now in Merida it's not happening. But I imagine that in Mexico City or in other countries, I think in Tijuana or another, it's more close to the borders. I think they have a really strong protection. I
Yeah.
imagine.
We have a lot of army, police, all time in all the sites.
Especially outside cities. It's pretty common. Rolando, yes. Perdón, Rolando. Les puse una encuesta que quiero que respondan, por favor. Adelante, Rolando, perdón.
Thank you, teacher. Good evening, everyone. Yeah, drugs. It's a general issue. I mean, every single country in this world has to do something with drugs. Some countries, drugs I mean, is more powerful than other countries. And I think Mexico is one of the biggest example of powerful cartels. As I was looking at a well-known web page about the blog del narco. This is a well-known page, yes. And sometimes I search for information, and there are really strong videos about people, cartels killing each other. And in Mexico, I mean, those cartels take control over the cities. I don't know if I am right or wrong, but they take control over the cities. They feel more powerful than the police officers. Unlike Peru, people who works in drugs, they are hidden. They are hidden. They are not powerful, but they are there working, and the government is behind it. I mean, not let's not say that in Peru, the current president, I mean, she is not behind drugs, but the officers maybe who are under her command, maybe they are just there at the backstage, giving permissions to those people to work on drugs. And somebody once told me that cartels, I mean, they don't want to kill people. Their only goal is to make money. That is the point of drugs. I remember Pablo Escobar in one of the series that I watched on Netflix, and he said, one of his men said, we just want to make money. We don't want to kill anybody. And that is their goal. And yeah, if you want to work in peace, let's say in peace, you need to have connection with the government. There is not other way. And that is what usually happens around the world. Drugs are killing people. Drugs are destroying society. And most of the time, the people who works on drugs, they don't consume the drugs. They just sell, distribute. But poor people, or I mean, the how do you say compradores, the buyers, but those people who buy the drugs, the people who consume the drugs, they are destroyed. And yeah, so if the government doesn't do anything, but I don't think they are going to work on it, but they are going to pretend working on it, and they want us to know that they are working hard against drugs. But I'm sure they are not doing the proper job. Yes, because money makes the monkey dance. Is that what we say? Money makes the
Yes.
monkey dance, something like that. Yes, and if there is money, there is permission for those people. Thank you, teacher.
I'm going to say something about this. And
Rolando,
sorry,
I give you an answer. Can you, Ricardo, Professor, can you look my answer in the chat and correct my bad words? Or no bad word, my
yeah,
incorrect.
misspells.
Yeah.
Misspells. The drug cartels actually couldn't control big cities like the entire control. So many towns and small cities around Mexico in their power. But that does not prevent them from having influence in the big cities. Yes, I agree with this. Cartels do not run big cities, but they have a very big political, economical influence. And I'm going to ask you something, Rolando. Probably this is going to start a fire. You say that drugs are destroying people, but no one is forcing them to use drugs. So they are destroying themselves. So wouldn't be the solution to let people who use drugs to kill themselves with drugs and end the problem? Just think about it for a second. Claudia, go.
Okay. In my opinion, in Mexico, the distribution, the marijuana or cocaine is very popular, teacher. The cartels divide the cups to distribution and the sector. It's a long topic because for a long time it has become popular. It does a lot of dangers for the young. The government cannot control the distribution. It's very, very dangerous.
Yes, yeah, governments are never going to legalize because it's maybe they can legalize marijuana or things like that, but harder drugs, they never gonna legalize them. Very good. Thank you, Claudia. Ruth y luego Aldo.
Yes, sorry, I was in, sorry.
Ruth primero y luego Aldo. Ruth y luego Aldo.
Okay. Thank you, teacher. Here in Ecuador, are caused big problems. Sicariato, no sé cómo se dice sicariato. A war between going entre bandas, ¿cómo es entre bandas? Between bandas, no sé, bandas de sicarios. ¿Cómo se dice sicariato, profesor?
Sicariato no es una palabra, sería sicarios y se traduce como
Sicariatos,
hitman.
Hitman.
¿Assassins?
Okay. Yeah.
No, porque un asesino es otra cosa. Hitman son los que hacen lo que hace un sicario. Y among gangs, entre pandillas o entre bandas.
In the last 2 years, very expansive, se expandió. Is a lot diets for this cause. This is all my opinion.
Excellent. And nada más they expanded. They expanded.
Yeah, okay. Thank you.
Okay. Very good. Aldo?
Yes, hi. I think that one of the solutions to resolve this problem, it'll be to prepare ourselves in mental and physical, and try to prepare the next generation, like give them all the tools that they need to be a good person and be prepared in all these areas. Because I think that when the people has the opportunity to do whatever they want to do, like any profession, they're gonna be focused on their stuffs. So that will be in just one way to keep them away from the drugs. And I think, and that's it.
Yeah, I agree with that. Absolutely. Les voy a hacer una pregunta en el chat. Respondan si quieren, respondan si no quieren, no lo hagan. Las respuestas son totalmente anónimas, ¿sí? Nadie puede ver su nombre, ¿sí? Pero quiero probar un punto con esto. Jesús, adelante.
Hello, teacher. Thank you very much. I think one of the solutions is try to change all the culture about the narco. But we know it's so hard because right now, if you go into the school and you asking some kids, normally the kids have in their head the idea the narcoids are rich people, and the young kids right now want to be rich, want to get money, easy money, not the work, not like work hard, like hard work. And I think the first solution is start in the education in house, in home, because I know it's a little bit hard, but we need to start now because this we need to change the mind of the kids, and that's so hard work for all the people. But we need to start. We change all the culture about the narco. We need to say to the people the narco is not a good thing, but the child right now think the TikTok and the narco as the best way to make money.
Yeah, changing kids' minds is a difficult labor, especially when they are bombed with this culture. This is something that we cannot avoid. Muy bien, los nuevos, Jessica, Erika, quiero escucharlas.
Hello, how are you? I live in Puebla, and I don't know if you know that in Puebla we have a agreement with the organization crime because more families live here than the criminals. That's why we don't have problems with the criminals, because the families of criminals live here in Puebla. So we don't have army here, we don't have problems, but we have some drugs in schools, and that's a problem, that we have many kind of drugs. The young people used to buy drugs easy, and I don't know. I think more families, we are very worried about that, because young people has the opportunity to buy that. But I think the government think that with this agreement, we are going to live in peace, but I don't think so.
Well, you are the second student that lives in Puebla. I'm from Puebla too.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and that's something being around for quite some time, that here in Puebla we go easier with organized crime because there's a lot of criminal families living here, and that's a fact. But the thing is that in the city that happens, but around the city, if you go a little bit out, like some rural towns, the things are getting out of control. There you can see the army. I've seen that, and it's getting closer, and that's something that has to be controlled.
I have a question for Erika.
Go ahead.
I traveled to Puebla so many times, but I actually never hear that. Don't you know anything about self-defense groups? They are the fine line between defending the cities and yourself from drugs, and they become one. Don't you know? Don't you talk about self-defense group, not drug cartels?
What do you mean?
Que si tú no hablas más bien de grupos de autodefensa que están coludidos con el crimen, o hablas directamente de carteles del narcotráfico que controlan la sociedad.
Yes, I'm talking about the cartels who is control the city. And I think there are so many agreements with the organization. That's why we don't have more problems than another city. What do you think, Ricardo?
I think that works on a certain level, but it's not that anymore, especially because some years ago we had 2 or 3 cartels. Now we have 11 cartels operating in the center of the country. 11. And eventually they are going to fight for the territory. And eventually we're going to be in the middle of those fights. So that's going to work only for a limited time. That's what I think. I hope something happens that changes this, but not in the near future because I'm sorry if I offend someone with this comment. I'm going to let myself give a personal opinion, but I think that the current Mexican president is useless. He is not doing nothing against insecurity and drug cartels growing. So that's only a personal opinion. You are more than open to disagree. But I've seen that in 4 years, almost five, things have gone worse, a lot worse. And I'm talking about not only Mexico, the entire Latin American continent. That's only my opinion. Yeah.
Cause you teacher.
Yes.
Sorry, cause where you from? Are you from the city or around the city? Cause I'm.
No, I live in well, not in Puebla's downtown, but very close.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Same here. Okay.
You're from Puebla?
Uh-huh. Yes, I am from Puebla too.
Oh, okay. So you are the third student.
Yeah, there we go. Yes.
Look, in the chat, Karina says the drugs are chemical substances that alter the behavior of the men. But I think if we go back to the origin, all current medicines are also chemical drugs. But these don't prevent other natural drugs like the weed. They don't affect the society. Society.
Society.
What do you think about chemical drugs or natural drugs? Hey, Jesus?
Edgar, adelante.
Thank you very much, teacher. I have a problem of my lesson in Duolingo. I need your help al final de la clase.
Sí, please. Sin problemas, claro que sí.
Thank you very much.
Muy bien. Claudia.
Teacher, the partner is true. The city very in Puebla, the city has very beautiful space because it is said that children living and study of narcos.
Anarcho State, yes. Very good. Excellent. Rolando, ya no se esperen a que yo les dé la palabra. En cuanto termine su compañero, después de Rolando, Jessica, luego Jesús.
Okay, teacher. Besides educating children, not everyone has children, but beside that, as society, what can we do to help or to reduce this problem? I mean, is there anything that we can do to help maybe government or to try to make this problem not to go that far? Have you ever thought about any kind of solution as a citizen, I don't know how to say. Is there anything big or important that we can do to help to reduce this problem? That is my question, teacher.
Ay, es que no sé llevar toda una conversación en inglés, pero lo voy a intentar. Bueno, ciertamente, I think well, our president not is prepared. I am living in Monterrey, entonces estoy como que muy cerca de Sinaloa y todo eso. And the violence really is en aumento. No Ay, no sé cómo. Podría, pregunta de una vez. Podría, no sé, como que escribirlo en español, traducirlo y decirlo como para ir agarrando la onda.
Pues
Que no sé, como
vas bien. O sea, si tienes alguna palabra que se te va, yo te la voy a escribir en el chat.
es que nunca había tenido como que una conversación así. Pero bueno, ahí voy. Ah, bueno, principalmente recordaba que cuando teníamos the President Calderon, very persons se quejaban, no sé cómo se diga, pero se quejaban respect uh, your actions, but donde yo vivo, I am here, observed very very violence and secuestros, que no sé cómo se diga, raptors, algo así. ¿Cómo se dice?
Kidnaps.
Raps. And very muchas cosas, vaya. And my opinion is yes, it's a war, but era una war necessary because simplemente como que decir no pasa nada o digo es que no sé cómo traducirlo todo. A necessary war. And yes, hubieron very deaths en su gran mayoría y los veía. But bueno, ellos, no sé cómo se refiere como ellos, most of them, salían, ay no sé, estoy complicada, profe.
Vas bien, vas bien.
Ok, vaya, ellos, it's a fear, no simplemente overs. Por lo cual, I am children en esa época, but aún así como I understand what is past. And cuando se fue, bueno, actualmente, actuality, not, o sea, simplemente, bueno, them hacen, ¿cómo se dice hacen, profe? Como ellos hacen, bueno, ellas hacen lo que quieren y nosotros, pues ahí estamos. Y ya, déjeme practico más en Duolingo para poder decir algo bien.
Muy bien, excelente. Es lo que tienen que hacer, tienen que soltarse. Y se te iban algunas palabras, pero muy bien. Acuérdense de algo. Al principio es muy difícil tener una comunicación totalmente precisa, pero si logran transmitir las ideas que están diciendo, lo están haciendo bien. Y tú lo lograste, Jessica. Entonces de eso se trata. Sí, anímense los demás a hablar. Bien, Jesús. Ya no les voy a dar, ya nomás quedan 4 minutos, entonces usen su tiempo sabiamente para que todos hablen, ¿eh?
Okay, teacher, I just want to add a little bit for the point with the other partner talking about the violence in Puebla. I visited Chiapas a couple months ago, like, no, it's a year ago, and it's the same thing. The people have fear, that people are scared to go to the streets because the violence with the narcos, with the war with the narcos, it's so hard right now. I see streets with gun shooting in the streets, in the walls of the business. And for me, I'm just going for visiting the family of my wife. And for me, see that it's so hard because I live in one of the most violent cities in the world. It's Tijuana. And I never in Tijuana, and I live here all my life. So when I visit Chiapas, I see all the violence in the towns, little towns in the close to the frontier with Guatemala, and the violence is so hard right now. And I think it's for the try to fight for the territory, and I think the people have so much fear right now about that the violence.
Okay.
I want to say that unfortunately, the drug is part of the economy of the country, and I don't think so. It's a good idea to. Well, sorry. The society has to do something to change this part of the country, because it's not fair that many people feel not security in our country.
Bien, bien, sigan, Daniel. Daniel, Javier.
Thanks. I think that there's no just one solution for this problem. We all need, as a society, a change of paradigms to change the objectives of the life of people, and we need to recover some values that there was in the past. I mean, when I was a child. There was strong community, and as the time has going, all this changed. All people is in their own matters. So maybe this will help the society if it is changed.
Excellent. Thank you. Javier. Luego Jesús. ¿Sí me escuchan?
Sí, Javier, creo que tienes el micrófono cerrado.
Sí, sí. No te escuchas, Javier. No,
I think Marilyn Manson says, I don't like drugs, but the drugs like me.
That's a very interesting approach. No se oye, Javier. Ya está abierto tu micrófono, pero no se oye. A ver, Jesús, en lo que Javier soluciona el problema de su micrófono.
Hi everyone. I think the big issue is the government and the education, because if the government since it's like take bad decision about education, about society, I think the personal things are very expressed para the society doesn't have values and I don't know how do you say yes, moral values, and I think that this is the big problem, and the government and the cartels are colluded because each others they need each other. No, I think that the cartel doesn't exist if the government doesn't exist. So they are so I don't know how to. They are some agreements between us, between they, and it's like pharmaceuticals. It's like a drugs. They have they buy his products legally, but this is a bad the products are bad too. No, I think the solution, I don't know, the government needs have more education, good values, fomentar buenos valores, and I think the human will be changed about that, because the cartels sometimes are not so bad, because the cartels wars is between they, no with the society. That's all.
Excellent. Thank you. Sí, creo que solo es lo de moral values. Lo demás estuvo muy bien. Excelente. Javier, adelante. Ya para terminar.
Hi everyone. This is my first class. I'm really from Ecuador. We're here currently living in the middle of a gang war. They are trying to control the narco routes in this country, and we are experimenting hard violence these days for the last year maybe, and this has the country in a big problem with the violence. For example, many people is killed daily in my city or the main cities of the country, and the people is living with fear, can't go to the market, can't go even to eat and wherever place, because they fear that were moments someone just come and kill you because you are close to someone that is involved with this war of gun. And the main problem in this case is how many people say before, the narco is not only involved with the people that is working with the narcos, but they had people in the government, and that is the main problem for us, because the government don't do anything, because they can't do something if they are involved with that problem. They are part of that problem, and the only thing that they say is, it's not my fault, it's fault of someone more, and anyone is getting doing something to change this. I think that the only way that we have now to try to solve a little the problem is try to educate our families, try to involve or teach our children, teach our family that don't involve in that culture, as someone says before, that narco culture that you see in YouTube, Netflix, many programs, wherever you try to see something, you see people that show you te bombardean with this narco culture, and this culture that is now try to receive money very quick, very fast, and with no effort. That's my opinion and what I try to say now.
Excellent. Actually, I think that we all agree on the same basis. In general, opinions tend to be on this side of the scale. Very good, excellent. I'm very glad to listen new voices and to see that some people that is not the first class are getting more and more involved with the topics. I really like that. Ok, ya saben, quiero que propongan temas. La única que me ha propuesto un tema ha sido Catherine, que estuvo muy bueno. Entonces, puso la vara muy alta para superarla, ¿eh? Entonces, échenle ganas. Para el jueves
¿Tú no
quiero...
quieres hablar de la guerra ruso-ucraniana?
No.
¿Ni de Star Wars?
No, claro que sí, de Star Wars sí, pero no creo que
Porque
todos quieran.
estás tan obsesionado con Rusia, Leo, ¿qué pasa?
La inteligencia artificial.
Soy
La inteligencia artificial es una
nieto
buena.
de Putin.
Bien, excelente. Como les decía, me gusta que estén hablando los nuevos y que las personas que ya se habían conectado antes.
Inteligencia artificial es buena idea. Estoy tomando varios diplomados en ello.
Pero no puede ser nada más inteligencia artificial, que sea algo un poco más específico para no estar divagando. Bien.
El efecto de la inteligencia artificial en la educación, por ejemplo.
Sí,
y en las Fuerzas Armadas.
De la ciencia ficción en la realidad.
Les digo que ya agarré a 2 alumnos que creen que pueden entregar ensayos hechos con ChatGPT. Y negativo. Todavía no estoy tan viejo como para que me den la vuelta con eso. Bien, excelente. Ya nos pasamos para variar. Lo vamos a dejar hasta acá. Que tengan excelente noche. Recuerden, para la siguiente propongan un tema. Quiero escucharlos más y más. De trabajo y vida diaria, eso también podría ser.
Thank you, teacher.
Que estén muy bien.
Profe.
Sí, Edgar.
Thank you, teacher.
Nos vemos el jueves. Que estén muy
Bye.
bien. Bye.
Goodbye, partner. Good night. Goodbye.
Thank you.
Thank you, teacher.
Buenas noches, profe.
Dime, Edgar.
Fíjese usted que anterior a las clases que estoy participando el día de hoy, estuve practicando y aprendiendo acerca de